Instead, give it to someone. You won't get it. But whoever looks will find, and whoever knocks, it will be opened for them. That's because you're knocking to yourself. And you open your own door. Jesus said, if you have money, don't lend it at interest. Instead, give it to someone from whom you won't get it back. And again, don't be attached to the things of this world. Don't be attached to money. Don't be attached to... You have money, don't lend it at interest. Just give it away. Give it to whomever needs it. To buy their food or their clothes or whatever. What do you care? You are the truth of existence. Don't be attached to worldly things. If you don't understand that that's one of Jesus' main tenets, then you might want to consider not even being interested in Jesus. Jesus said the Father's kingdom can be compared to a woman who took a little yeast and hid it in the flour. She made it into large loaves of bread. Anyone who has ears should hear. So, yes, from the Father's kingdom can be compared to a woman who took a little yeast. The amount of substance that can come out of something so little, that can fill your life, that can inspirit and inspire your whole existence. It's a good analogy. I agree. Saying 97, Jesus said the Father's kingdom can be compared to a woman carrying a jar of flour. While she was walking down a long road, the jar's handle broke and the flour spilled out behind her the road. She didn't know it. She realized that there was a problem. And didn't realize there was a problem until she got home, put down the jar, and found it empty. The reality of the universe, the reality of existence, the reality of energy is that it comes from emptiness. Comes from nothing. So you think you have something. In the reality, you have nothing. And it's okay to be with that nothing. And to have nothing. A little bit of a deep lesson. You'll have to chew on that one. But it's accurate. Jesus said the Father's kingdom can be compared to a man who wanted to kill someone powerful. He drew his sword in his house and drove it into the wall to figure out whether his hand was strong enough. Then he killed the powerful one. And what he's saying here is you need to practice. You need to develop your disciplines of consciousness before utilizing it in your life. Because if you come at a challenge with an unpracticed sword, you're not going to get anything done. You're not going to allow any positive change to occur in your lives or the lives of those around you unless you practice sticking your sword in the wall. Right? That's how he stuck it. Drove it into the wall, figure out whether his hand was strong enough. You got to practice. And if you don't practice, your sword won't be there when you go to use it. You got to practice your consciousness disciplines. And that's going into the stuff that I teach. My resume stands for self. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that you got to do. You got to discover these things, then you got to practice them and hone them, or they won't be useful for yourself in this life or any other life. The disciples said to him, your brothers and mother are standing outside. He said to them, the people here do the will of my Father are my brothers and mother. They're the ones who will enter my Father's kingdom. So what he was saying is, those people who are standing outside are maybe my family, my brothers and mother, standing outside. Physical brothers and mother. Family, familial brothers and mother. Maybe standing outside. Those are attachments of mind. The people who matter and who are looking for the kingdom of the Father are in this room. You are my family. It was a lesson he was trying to deliver. They showed Jesus a gold coin and said to him, "Those who belong to Caesar demand tribute from us." He said to them, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give to God what belongs to God, and give me what belongs to me." And this was one of the tricks that I think that the folks were trying to get him to break a law by saying something against Caesar and paying taxes, because that was illegal to do back in the day. So they were trying to find a way to kill him. And so he was just saying, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give God what belongs to God, and give me what belongs to me." He's like, give him the coin. Pay the taxes, I don't care. Right? A little bit of history lesson there. Saying 101, whoever doesn't hate their father and mother as I do can't become my disciple, and whoever doesn't love their father and mother as I do can't become my disciple. For my mother, ... but my true mother gave life to me. So what I assume this is for my mother gave birth to me, but my true mother gave me life. So what he's saying is the dichotomy of non-attachment of ideas. Whoever doesn't hate their father and mother as I do can't become my disciple, which is completely against the culture of the time. You love your father and mother. You respect your father and mother. You obey your father and mother. You do what they say. You never betray them. Whoever doesn't hate their father and mother as I do can't become my disciple. So if you can't throw off your attachments of mind, you can't become my disciple. And whoever doesn't love their father and mother as I do can't become my disciple. So he's saying, by the way, I love unconditionally. I don't love for culture. I don't love because it's what we do. I don't love because it's been the attachment of mind that we've been handed. I love them because I love everyone unconditionally. I love them despite the fact that they are my father and my mother. And the culture tells us that we should do so. It's a different path. It's a more pure path to love. For my mother gave me birth. I'm assuming that that's what he's going to say there. But it feels like what he said. For my mother gave me birth, my true mother gave me life. Because the true mother is the father, quote unquote. Sorry, background was not up to speed. Saying 102, Jesus said, "How awful for the Pharisees who are like a dog sleeping in a feeding trough for cattle, because the dog doesn't eat and doesn't let the cattle eat either." And he's just talking about the Pharisees who are blocking the message of all religion and the truth, seeking the truth of within, just making a statement, a little house cleaning. Jesus said, "Blessed is the one who knows where the bandits are going to enter. They can get up to assemble their defenses or be prepared to defend themselves before they arrive." And so what he's saying is, this goes back to your expectation and or preference regarding expecting how things in life are going to go. And understanding how your thoughts in your mind will affect you by having your expectation of how they come. Therefore, you will not be affected by your negative responses, and they will not stand in your way of discovering truth. Really deep lesson there that you can certainly overlook if you don't know what you're looking for. I kind of explained how that works scientifically in the Mind Hacking Habit is Red book. You might want to check that out. But that's what he's talking about there. Saying 104, they said to Jesus, "Come, let's pray and fast today." Jesus said, "What have I done wrong? Have I failed? Rather, when the groom leaves the bridal chamber, then people should fast and pray." So what he's saying there is, come fast and pray so that we can find the truth. And what he's saying is, you got to find the truth first. And then you develop your discipline. You develop your abilities after awakening. So he's like, have I failed you? You want to pray and fast today so you can discover the truth? Dummies? You got to discover the truth first. Then you develop your abilities within consciousness and your ability to realize the truth and enable it in your life. Saying 105, Jesus said, "Whoever knows their father and mother will be called a bastard." And this is again just a kind of a spit in the face of our culture. Everything you know is wrong. Just kind of a reminder. Nothing you believe is correct. Be ready to shed it all. Be ready to shed everything that you've ever been told, because none of it is truth. Saying 106, when Jesus said, when you make two into one, you'll become children of humanity. And if you will say, mountain, go away, it will go. And again, this is when you take the self and other into one. There is no self and other. Then there is no difference between you and that mountain. And when you manipulate the matter, it will obey you. You want to know why he did and how he was able to do all of his miraculous deeds? He wasn't doing them to someone or something else. He was allowing the energy of the universe itself to act upon itself. You got to get to the point of oneness, unity. Saying 107, Jesus said, the kingdom can be compared to a shepherd who had 100 sheep. The largest one strayed. He left the 99 and looked for that one until he found it. Having gone through the trouble, he said to the sheep, excuse me, I love you more than the 99. The important one. The one out of all the seeds. The one out of all the fish. This is a message of nourish the one that's going to benefit from your message, who's going to find the kingdom. Kind of a housekeeping reminder. Don't waste your time on the ones that don't matter.